Okay, so this one's video 5. I hope everybody's having a good day today. I'm going to cut the last pieces out repetitively. This way you can rewind it and you can watch it again. And you'll really learn how to cut the glass. I learned when I was cutting glass that I had to watch the lady cut it again and again and again. And finally it clicked and I got it. So the first thing you want to do is if you're working with a big piece of glass, you want to get that glass closer to the size of your pieces. So I'm just going to give it it's a lot easier to work with when it's smaller. All right, so I'm going to go to this piece and I'm going to start lining it out. And it's important you have to make sure you have oil in here because that's what make it cut the glass better. That's why traditional glass cutters with the little ball on it, they don't work so well. I always had a problem with them. But when I got this one, it was a whole new ball game. And all it is mainly tracing. Well, that one wants the tool. Do a couple runs like this so you don't break the glass. Sometimes I lose it. Showing you is different than me doing it by myself. So I have to really think when I'm doing it in front of you. When I'm by myself, I don't have to think so well. I can just do it. Okay, we're going to get rid of this. Set this aside. I have a little dustpan. Get yourself a dustpan and brush. It works great. Because when you're cutting the glass, if there's any pieces of glass underneath it, it will definitely break your piece. And you don't want that glass to break your piece. Because then you have to start all over, make another pattern, and you know the deal. And I'm a pain. I don't like to make mistakes. I do it once and done. I used to have a drapery business, and I had no choice but to be perfect. Because if I wasn't, and I wrecked their fabric, I'd have to pay for their fabric, and I wouldn't make any money. So I learned how to do everything right the first time. And I used to be up all night making their curtains before I made them the next day. I'd be laying in bed thinking about it. Because when you're working with a $200 or $300 piece of fabric, it's very expensive to replace that. So if you're trying to make money, you won't if you make mistakes. So we got that. Now we're going to go and we're going to clean this off again. And we're going to go on to the next piece. Where do I want to start on this one? I think I'm going to cut this little piece off first. And let me tell you, when you first do this, it's going to be awkward. But after you do it a couple times, I broke that one by breaking that one. I'll have to put that one on another piece. But that's fine. I have plenty of glass. I just don't want to wreck the pattern. That I don't have. All right, so we'll set that. See, I told you it's easy to break this stuff. All right, so this is the glossy side. What I'm going to do is run my glue. It's on the back side because you have to cut this on the wrong side. So it's doing it opposite. So you really have to think of what you're doing. This Elmer's glue really, really sticks good to the glass. I want to get a nice look on that. So where do I want to put it? I had the other one all planned out. This one's a little bit different. All right. So I'm not going to be that fussy. Whatever happens, happens. It all looks pretty. It's stained glass. All right, so now what I'm going to do with this one, since I broke that piece, make it smaller. It's just like tracing out of a coloring book. That tape came off really nice. I'm real happy with that. Curve down. A little bit of snipping. That one should have pulled off, but it didn't. That's all right. That one pulled off. And when you're going to put another line, make sure you get rid of all the glass chips. Like I said, it will break the piece. You just saw how easy that one broke. Put it back down. And give another. And those slices are only so that the piece doesn't. And it came off good anyway. So that was relatively easy. So now we're going to go to this, back to this piece. So if you made a good score line, it should do that. It should just pull right off. So now I'm going to clean this up again. Because it's danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. There's glass on the table. It'll break your other piece. All right. Last piece. And in the next video, I'll show you how to do the wire to hang it. We have to do that after we get this soldered, because that has to go in the seam. I want it to be shorter. I'm only cutting these pieces in front of you so you could just get rid of repetition. And you can keep seeing what I'm doing. And eventually you'll get it. And that piece, I'm going to give a couple lines. Just in case. And that's what you're going to do on this curve. Curves aren't as easy as the straight ones. The innies are harder than the outies. Clean that up, because I do not want to break that piece. I do have enough glass that if I mess it up, it's not a big deal. But I don't like wasting it. Stained glass is cool, because you can save the little pieces and you can grind them up and make yourself an abstract design with what you have from scraps. So I don't like to throw the pieces away. Which is bad because I have boxes and boxes of pieces. And I always go for a big piece when I'm making a project. It's very important to do those slices. Because this is iffy. This piece could come out perfect and it could come out really crappy. Told you, innies are harder than outies. And see, it broke. All right, so let's try another piece. A lot of times I'll take them to the saw because I'm afraid they're going to break. we're going to try doing it again. I'm going to give it a pause.